Hey guys, it's me again. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special video for you. It's not only my October setup, it's also a video where I immigrate into a new journal. And I get that asked so many times how I do it when it's during the year. And you can see my old journal here. I have some pastel stains. It's very, very sad. My lunchbox leaked. Yeah, now it's ruined. I think if I would just do this like for my personal pleasure, I would still keep on, with this journal. But because I take so many pictures of this, it just doesn't make any sense to have this completely stained journal, and it smells like pasta and pesto. I mean, that's not the worst, but it's also not the best. At first, I'm flicking through my journal and see which pages and which spreads I want to keep for my new one. And if you do this during the year, especially towards the end of the year, I wouldn't keep too many pages because, let's be honest, most of us want to do a whole new journal for the beginning of the new year, and it's just a waste of time. So that's my new journal. This one is almost empty, not completely. As you can see here, I use this one to do little test spreads, and if I have some spreads that I do for jobs that are not part of my more personal journaling routine, then I do them in here. And I was very smart about it. I only did this at the back of the journal, so now I have the whole front ready for my new setup. And I was very inspired by Boho Berry, so she just recently uploaded a video of a very nice weekly spread, and she did those Dutch door tabs for different weeks, and I was so inspired, and I thought that would be a great idea for a future log, especially if you only have a couple of months. So with my future log here, I'm doing this one for October, November and December, and that fits perfectly on this one page, and then I will have the tabs underneath for the different months, and I will use them for my monthly overview as well. So I will keep this journal a little bit more streamlined. So when I do my monthly setups now, I won't do a monthly log, sorry guys, because I have this at the beginning of my journal now. I also wanted to incorporate one very nice color and something that's not super autumnal, because I think I could get bored of that very easily. So I wanted to use a neon pink, and I have two different color options here. And I just love these Tombow pencils. They are great. I mean, I think you got a good idea about them in my last video because I used so many of them, but the neon colors are so great. And I think it really pops and stands out, and it's the perfect combination with the very light gray. It's just one of my favorite color combinations ever. And with the tabs, I'm just using one scrap of paper to put it underneath so I can color it in very seamlessly. And I just use the same color scheme. I'm using a gray color, I'm using a slight pink or light pink color, and then I'm using another like gray blue tone from Tombow as well. So I have this Tombow kit that's very big and also very expensive, I have to say. I splurged on that a couple of years ago, and it includes all of the Tombow dual brush pens, and I can really recommend it. You can hunt for it on Amazon sometimes. I think they have deals, and overall it's definitely cheaper to buy the whole kit than just the individual pens. So if you really love those pens, I can really recommend to maybe get the whole kit. And those are the tabs. I think it's a really fun idea, so you have everything in one place. And then I was trying to do the headlines with the same neon pink color. That didn't work out that well, as you can see, so I had to go over it with a fine liner, but I think it's still a nice effect, and you can still kind of see the pink, and yeah, I will use those tabs for my dates and events. So those will be my monthly overviews, and I'm very excited to see how that goes. I really hope that this way I will use my future log more often. From my experience, it's always the spread that I tend to, not use at all and forget about. And I mean, everyone who did a bullet journal setup in their life and did a future log, not a printed one, but written out every single date, it's such a hassle and it takes so much time, and in the end, if you don't use that spread, it's just a waste of time. So yeah, this is my way of trying something new, and I really hope that this way I can utilize this spread for me a little bit better. And on the back of the tabs, I'm planning on doing maybe a monthly review, but I'm not super sure yet. It depends how much space I will need for my dates and events. So if I need a lot of space, I might skip that and write the rest on the back of the tab. And yeah, let's see, at the end of October I can tell you more. But that's the overall look so far. I really like it. I think it's a very smart idea. It would be a little bit more difficult to squeeze in more months here, but for 3 months it's really perfect. I mean, you could do a similar future log if you're maybe watching this at the end of the year. You could just divide this and do like different pages with up to 3 months and do the whole year like this. Yeah, I mean, it depends. It's a nice idea, it's a nice change. Speaking of nice ideas, as you can see here, I made a total mistake and misspelled ideas. I don't know how I managed to do that. Especially as you can see here, I am referencing my old spread from my old bullet journal. And yeah, I just noticed this mistake while editing, but there's nothing I can do right now, so please don't grill me. I mean, I don't know. It also looks so wrong here. That's the only gold spread that I'm doing at this very moment. I decided later on to do another one, but for now I just wanted to have this spread because at the end of the year I still want to keep track of my goals, but I don't really want to obsess about it because there's plenty of time to obsess about goals at the end of the year, I think. So the next spread that I'm referring to here is my private policy. It's more or less the same than in my old journal, but I just wanted to copy this in here to refresh my own memory. My private policy, for everyone who doesn't know, is a set of guidelines that I set for myself, and it's different to my goals because for just trying to communicate these things differently. So I'm telling myself this is a guideline for myself, this is how I do it every time. Yeah, I just don't want to keep my options open in this way. I tend to do it this way 100%, and most of those things in my private policy are related to environmentalism and just living more sustainable. And yeah, I think it's super important at the moment and in general, so I really wanted to refresh my memory and just give this topic a little screen time on video as well. And to finish up the spread, I just did some little doodles. If you are interested in the spread, I can link a blog post down below, and you can find it on teaandtwigs.de. And there's a picture of my private policy from the beginning of the year, and it's exactly the same at the moment. And the next thing is a book tracker. I don't know if you saw that at the beginning of the video, but I did not really fill out my book tracker this year. Such a shame, but in autumn I always get so hooked up on my books, and I don't know, autumn is just the perfect season for reading in my opinion. I just love to read. So I wanted to give my book tracker another chance and try to track my books and read more. And I also did a little illustration here. I just loved the little hints of neon pink there. Yeah, and I can't wait to fill it out this time. So I really hope I can make a dent on my reading list and yeah, finish a lot of books and yeah, put them here. So the next spread is something that I sketched out in my old journal. It's a routine spread. So I'm always experimenting with habits and routines and finding a good bedtime routine and stuff like that, but it's hard to figure it out sometimes. I just wanted to jot down the things that I want to do daily, that I want to do weekly and bi-weekly. And this way I have a better idea for myself, but without setting strict timelines. Yeah, in my experience that works better for me, because every time when I write down my perfect evening routine, for example, when I don't go to bed by the time that I wanted to, then it kind of feels like I failed, and then the rest of my routine is already for the bin as well. So yeah, I will try how this works for me and report back. I just jumped to the front of my journal again and did a little key. At first I wasn't sure if I needed one, but I figured because I changed my key at the beginning of the year, it would be great to have this one in here too, because whenever I might look through this journal in a couple of years and maybe then I have a different key and I don't remember, so it would be always great to have this for referencing. And then I also did a nice illustration to have some sort of a cover page for the whole thing. And I kind of tried to do this layout the way that the Dutch door covers the key when I just put it like this. And then you can only see the illustration. I think that's really nice. Yeah, and I really love how it looks. I opted for the same color scheme, obviously. And what's left to do now is to fill out the index. That's also something that's just a crucial part of bullet journaling to its core, but I tend to forget because I just love the creative parts of bullet journaling, but sometimes using the key properly, doing the indexing, stuff like this sometimes gets lost on me. But I just wanted to try and start with good intentions. And then I also filled in my name and the year, and that it's part 2 of my journaling series this year. And jumping to another day, I also wanted to do a level 10 live spread. I kind of missed it in the beginning of the year, and now I figured it would be the perfect thing to do, to have a little reset, to really work on my routines. It's next to the routine spread, and the challenge here was to create a level 10 live spread on only one page. I have done plenty of layouts for this in the past, and really crazy ones, and some look really nice, but it was a true challenge to do this with so minimal space. But I love how it turned out, and my plan is to check in every month and do a little rejig and just count my scores and then fill those in here. And to keep myself accountable, I also decided to just jump to my future log and put in the dates for my little level 10 live review. And I think that's very smart. I mean, that's what the future log is all about. And I just love how this turned out. And the only thing left to do was my October setup. At this point, I was a little bit exhausted, and it was hard for me to decide on a theme. I wanted to keep it minimal. I wanted to have fun with the cover page. So you will see this quite artsy looking cover page, but the rest of this setup will be very minimal and without any illustrations. Here I opted for this look with very abstract off-center graphic line drawings of leaves and autumnal things, and then just some dots of color. I will link all of the materials that I used down below. I have these really great Japanese watercolors. And next up is my habit tracker. I just wanted to track a ton of habits as usual, because I love that about bullet journaling. but the rest of the spread is super minimal. I also included a habit tracker. Someone who was commenting on my German video said, oh, you included 2 illustrations of the 2 smiley faces there, so it's not completely without illustrations. But come on guys, that's not really an illustration, is it? So the little smiley faces at the bottom of the page are just the indicators to see in what kind of mood I'm in. If I have a really good mood, I mark it down somewhere where the smiley face, the happy smiley faces, if that makes sense. So I don't know if you had the time, or maybe you paused the video and checked out my level 10 life goals. So it was a lot about finances as well, and I divided my level 10 life sections into private finances and business. So I wanted to do a expense tracker for private stuff and an income tracker for my business income. So this is what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I really miss those spreads. Let's see how it goes. I really have to keep myself accountable and fill them out. But yeah, I will report back. I might not post pictures of these because the content is very personal, of course, but I will tell you if I manage to fill them out properly. And because I did not want to ruin the cover page with bleeding and with ghosting, I just did a little dashboard here. And because my monthly overview is integrated in my future log, I also don't have a place to where I can put my goals and my tasks this time. So the dashboard is perfect for that. And with this post-it style, I managed to not ruin the pages, and that's great. Yeah, and now let's have a little flip through. And yeah, I also finished my index. Very proud of that. Let's see how long that will last. And I'm so in love with this look and with the whole setup of the future log. Thank you, Barry. It's a great inspiration. I love your channel, and yeah, it's a completely different layout. I have never done something like that before. I did plenty of Dutch door spreads, but yeah, that was truly a challenge. But I really like the function of this as well. It's not only like a gimmicky spread, it's also quite functional, and it will save me some time in the long run because I don't have to do my monthly overview each month. Yeah, here is a blank space, and I figured I wanted to paste in some Polaroids or nice photos or printouts and have some sort of a memory or vision board. But yeah, I will try to do that maybe at the middle of the month when I have a little bit more time. And yeah, I also love these little doodles. They are super easy but fun to do, and just a little hint of neon pink ties everything in together. And yeah, let's see if I can finally manage to fill in my book tracker. And yeah, my favorite part of the whole video is the routine spread under level 10 life. I love how it looks together. It looks so neat, and it's also full of information and good intentions and stuff that makes me happy. Yeah, it's great. I really love how this turned out. I love that it's very compact in a way, and yeah, I also love the added functionality of the score system that I came up with, and that I already put down some dates for my reviews. And I have one blank space here, and that's because I have something that I want to write in after I film my video, because it's more personal. And yeah, then let's move on to my October setup. I'm not 100% in love with the cover page, I have to admit. I don't know why. Yeah, sometimes that's the way it goes, but that's completely fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just a journal, I guess. So especially with the whole Instagram culture, we all try to do something that looks super nice, but in the end, all that matters is the function of the spreads, and if we manage to boost our productivity and our well-being with our journals. So yeah, I will just let this one slide, and I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. And yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. Let me know if you like this more abstract cover page. It's something that I haven't really seen yet, But that's my setup, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I see you guys on my channel hopefully very soon. Bye!